Well, it's kind of becoming a tradition now, shoving me into things. At school, I get shoved into lockers, and I decide to come to a party tonight, and they shove me here in the closet. I've always been told that I'm afraid to come out the closet, and I definitely am tonight. This is a senior party, right? And I wasn't exactly invited, but since I'm in here, I might as well roast them. Let's see who we got here. Chris, I remember that guy. He failed all of his classes because he was too busy slacking off and chasing skirts. Man, that's so classic. Just the classic lovable loser who everybody likes to kick around. Next year, he's going to be what they call a super senior, and his superpower will be stupidity. Yeah. He was always goofing off, always getting bad grades, always smoking the ganja, just making us laugh at all of his antics, you know? One time in 10th grade, he did a backflip off of the fire escape and broke every single bone in his body. Yup, that's Chris for you. We had a good chuckle at that one. Yeah. So what more can I say about him? A few years down the road, he'll be the only 35-year-old in remedial geometry class. So, that's an accomplishment, I guess. Brian, or as we like to call him, Old Toilet Breath. He was always chewing gum and eating mints by the fistful. His breath was so fresh, it smelled just like a clean toilet after the janitor got in there with some Clorox and ammonia and stuff. So we called him Toilet Breath just 'cause his breath smelled so good and fresh, like a clean toilet, you know? But yeah, he was always going around taking pictures with his camera of everyone and everything, like some kind of weird pervert or something. We used to call him Snap. We used to call him Cam Jensen. Y'all remember those books? But yeah, he had a platonic friendship with Sarah, the hottest girl in the school. He made it to the highest level of friend zone with Sarah. So, you know this guy's got a few demons in his closet, you know? Tip to any of the future ladies out there, if you ever see Brian, you know, loading a couch into his car and he asks you for help, just keep walking. This guy was so far into the friend zone with Sarah, he's painted more nails than every salon in Chinatown. And would you look at that, he's got me doing material now. Derek, the local wannabe rock star, or should I say C-word star, am I right? I don't know if I should be breaking out the curse words on this one though or not, but you get my point. This guy was always getting up on stage and just humiliating himself. The only thing that sucked more than his crappy band was him at life in general. The only thing that sucked more than his crappy band was him at life in general. If you ask me, the only shredding he should have been doing on that guitar is by throwing it into the wood chipper, and then he should have gone and done something productive with his life, you know? Like jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge with no parachute. If I got news that Derek died in a drunk driving accident or something, I would feel, you know, like sad for a second maybe. But then I'd remember that nobody would ever have to hear his crappy band play again. And then I'd realize that his death would be a net positive for the world overall. And then I'd feel happy. Is that a terrible thing to say? I don't know. And I don't really care either. Sarah, popular, pretty, rich, checkmate. 3 strikes and you're out. Am I right? Sarah was actually the very first cheerleader who ever looked at me with contempt across a crowded room full of people. Those are memories that will last a lifetime as far as I'm concerned. I mean, what's there really to say about the most popular girl in all of school? She was 17, owned a Lamborghini and a pony. You gotta hate somebody like that. I mean, just a little bit, you know? She would always put the pony in the Lamborghini, and it'd be sticking its head out the window like a dog or something, you know? Her car had actual horsepower. I'm not kidding. Okay, I am kidding. I made all of that up, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Ji-sung was always the third wheel between Sarah and Brian. He wasn't a very talkative guy, so there's not much to say about him. Maybe he was harboring some kind of dark secret and that's why he was so quiet all the time. He was pretty weird now that I think about it, though. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there was a police raid of his house and they found a trunk full of severed women's feet, just in a trunk under his bed. Now, I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just saying, if you did find out that he committed a string of serial rapes and murders and was collecting disembodied lady feet, it really wouldn't be that shocking. You'd just be like, Ji-sung did that? Yeah, that sounds about right. Old crying Ryan. The most annoying kid in school. I don't know what Chris and Ian ever even saw in this Joker in the first place, or why they ever hung out with him at all. Ryan was what, in layman's terms, I would call a wannabe rebel. You've heard of rebel without a cause. Ryan was what I would call the rebel without a clue. He tries too hard, he cries too hard, and he gets too hard watching horse breeding videos on Animal Planet. Okay, I don't know if that last part is actually true, but it's definitely something I feel comfortable ascribing to Ryan, just because I hate him so much. I'm actually thinking of Richard gearing him and starting a rumor about him and a gerbil, where I just tell people that he puts gerbils up his, never mind. JD. What can I even say about JD? He was the classic castrated beta male, completely owned by his girlfriend, Amanda. I guess you could say that she wore the pants in that relationship. He probably never even wore pants at all, I could just imagine JD in a full-on leather gimp suit 24/7, worshipping Amanda's jackboots for Burger King coupons and being happy to do so. I think JD actually stands for just doing whatever Amanda says. That was kind of a stretch, but you get the point here. The guy is more whipped than a mid-century apple thief, and I'm not going to top that analogy, so I'll just end this here. Ian, a.k.a. Ganja Man, a.k.a. Pineapple Express, Seth Rogen, remember that movie? Yeah, Ian was a pretty cool and level-headed guy. Now don't get me wrong, he was a huge pothead. He was the full Seth Rogen, super bad, knocked up, whatever. He was just a pot-headed guy. Judd Apatow, whatever you want to call him. Ian was always smoking the reefer. We used to call him Reef. We used to call him Seth, like Seth Rogen, because he was always knocked up on HRT, or not HRT, the abbreviation for pot, CBD, yeah, cannabis. He would, just sit under the bleachers during all the football games, and he'd be down there chugging cannabis oil from the barrel, straight like Donkey Kong or something. But yeah, Amanda. Amanda, sweet girl, nice girl. I don't really have anything bad to say about her. She sure had JD by the grapefruits, though. But with a guy like JD, what are you gonna do? She saw an opportunity. She saw a low-rent sucker ripe for the picking, and she pounced. You've got to respect that in some way, I guess. In fact, if I ever start a business, In fact, if I ever start a business in the future, I think I'll hire Amanda to be my CEO. I want my company managed like a boyfriend on a short leash. I need a firebrand. I need a She-Hulk. I want the full-on, strong woman CEO experience. This is all meaningless speculation anyway, though. I'm never actually going to start my own company. My career plan, as of now, is basically to fake illnesses online and crowdfund my non-existent medical bills and then pocket all the cash for myself. Do you even need a CEO for that anyway? I don't know. Maybe I should just call Amanda and see what she's up to just in case. Salim. Now this guy was crazy. He was nuts. I like to call him the Muslim Alex Jones. Can I even say that though? Or is Muslim like black now? Is that politically incorrect? Because I feel like if I called someone the Black Alex Jones, I'd get in a lot of trouble for that. Anyway, Salim was all about the conspiracy theories. Salim was all about the conspiracy theories. The frogs, the jet fuel, you name it. He already debunked it. He was probably the only Muslim to ever go to an airport and be the one doing the racial profiling. He never trusted Mongolians. He wasn't racist or anything. He just suspected all Mongolians of being tiny aliens in big human suits. And honestly, he had the evidence to back that up. So, make of that what you will. Well, it looks like after all these years, someone's finally here to force me out the closet.